What is good? Happy 2026, family. Happy 2026. I am Coach Orlando of Align Performance, and as always, my fellow coach, my friend, the bartender extraordinaire. Talk to the folks, Mojo.
Yes, that would be me. That would be me. Happy New Year. I forgot it was the new year when you said that. Oh yeah, that's the last time we saw each other was well not us, but everybody here. It
But
was
yeah,
night. It was 2025.
the
So
last
welcome
time we
everybody. Happy
yeah.
New Year. Thanks for joining us again. We back at it.
We back at it. And of course, I'm going to mention
Yeah.
it now because sometimes I don't mention it otherwise. And then I feel like a terrible, terrible person and friend and collaborator, which is to be on the lookout for Monday Moments. We'll talk about it again, but you want to let folks know a little bit about Monday Moments as we get going?
Yes, yes. If y'all don't already know, if you don't know now, you know. Every Monday, I had a little hiatus for the holiday, but every Monday, I ask y'all to have a moment with me. I call it Monday Moments with Mojo. It's Mondays at 8 p.m. EST, where I have the pleasure of interviewing a special guest, and we talk about how we find our mojo in life, whatever we're doing, whether we're talking, looking for a job, looking for a relationship, just how to show up as our authentic selves for a moment on Mondays. I only take about an hour of your time. We have a little cocktail in the beginning because we want to make sure that the hour is a happy one. And then we get on into the topic, whatever that may be. I'm starting back January 19th. So y'all come on and join me on Instagram at Mojo295 or on YouTube at FYM with Maisha. Holla at your girl.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. And so we'll be doing that. And then those are connected with what we're doing with Align Your Mojo because as topics come up there and we're talking about the work we do with coaching and how we can be aligning in our own lives in a personal way, in a lifestyle way, making things happen, then we're going to have that conversation as well. So just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that we will be on every Friday. Generally, we are on at we're going to be doing, I think we decided 3 o'clock Eastern because we moved it back, so it's 3 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
Eastern, noon Pacific generally for our recordings for Align Your Mojo. But then we will have the special Cipher recordings the first Friday of each month. And so that is what you're enjoying now. So still us. We'll have guests sometimes. We have these conversations. We'll be sorting out life. We'll be getting ourselves together, and all the good things.
Mm-hmm.
But just so everybody understands what we're doing, and I also wanted to add, if you have questions for us as we're talking about things, or you have situations that you're hoping to sort out and thought it would be something we could talk about, then please, either leave a comment or contact us at admin@alignp.com, or you can hit me up. I'm Orlando at alignp.com. We don't go with a lot of pretenses around here. So, but as situations might come up for you, if you have specific questions, we really want to continue to build this out to be a resource, a community that people can really take advantage of and engage as deeply and as often and in all the ways that would be helpful for them. So, how'd I do
For
with that?
sure, for sure. Very good. And just so you know, we're not a stranger to dropping in our DMs either. So feel free to DM myself or Align Performance on Instagram. We are here for all of the things. Find us wherever we are.
Exactly, exactly. Sorry, I was messing with the
All
camera a
right.
little bit there. Looked like I was in a slanted room, like I was going about to be dancing on the ceiling with Lionel Richie or something.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But yeah, so before we get into, because we having our grateful year, which is our theme for this year, and we're using gratitude to live grateful lives. I am grateful because I was running around a little bit before we got started. I am grateful for a refreshing drink.
How
So I
about that? I'm looking forward to it. I drink water all day just in
just
anticipation
so
for
you
the
can
refreshing mojo cocktail.
love it, love it, love it, love it. So I grab my stuff here. Also, I get myself together. But why don't you tell the folks what we're doing?
Listen, y'all, we're spreading a little New Year's cheer today and every day this year. So in this new year, right at the top of it, we're gonna start off with a little whiskey because it's cold outside. At least it is here in NEW Jersey. So I'm gonna start
Yes.
out with a little whiskey. My old faithful today, JD, little JD. Sometimes I upgrade with Jameson, Blanton's, Basil Hayden, but today we're gonna keep it nice and simple because we're mixing her up. All right, now you see. Great minds think alike.
I dressed it up a little bit.
You got a little gentleman.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a little gentleman in him. You see that?
Yeah,
You got a little gentleman in him.
You know.
I approve of this message. So yes, I'm gonna do a little JD and some cranberries because I'm still not quite over the holiday season yet. But if y'all know me, if y'all been paying attention, I like a little bubbly, so I'm gonna mix it up with a little ginger beer.
Yes.
It might be a little tart for some people, but I don't like too sweet drinks, so I think it's gonna be just fine. But if you should try this cocktail and you find it's a little, always add you some agave or a little simple syrup, whatever makes you happy.
Okay.
But right now, I got my shaker. It already has the ice.
Yep.
I'm gonna do 2 shots because that's what I normally do. Most of my drinks, the base is 2 shots, sometimes 2.5, but at least 2. So that's
2
what we
shots.
do.
All right, here we go.
2 shots of the brown. The brown girl likes the brown drink.
All right, here we go. I'm a fan myself.
But
we have been mixing it up. You know, I want to make sure we're inclusive in all
I'm
the
an
ways.
equal opportunity cocktailer, mixologist even. And I'm gonna do just 1 ounce of the cranberry juice, just 1 ounce
of cranberry.
Because I'm gonna leave me some room for my ginger beer. You heard?
Got it.
But I want our conversation to be nice and bubbly, so I'll say the bubbly for last. Don't mix that up in your shaker.
Yes, you remind us, and that is a good reminder. That would be a whole mess.
So I'm gonna shake her up nice and good. And just because I was feeling all thematic, I got me a little JD glass. Could y'all see that?
Oh, nice. There you go. Come on.
We don't always do the right thing.
Ain't nobody playing.
That's a pretty holiday-ish color too. Now leave some room for your ginger beer down. You might find you have a little left in your shaker, but leave some room for your ginger beer.
Got it. All right, I'm gonna mix that up. Get a little ice in my glass. Now, was this one of the stars of New Year's Eve? Like how'd you spend your New Year's Eve? Like how'd that go? Was there a beverage of choice?
So funny that you asked. You know what? I kept it simple for New Year's Eve. Well, full disclosure. My new boo likes this drink called it's pickle juice. It's a pickle vodka. It's the weirdest thing. See, I didn't even mean to tell y'all a long story. But I like when I first started drinking whiskey, and as a grown-up, I had picklebacks, these things called picklebacks. And the bar that I went to had this it would be a decent whiskey because we would just take the shot of whiskey. But from this kosher deli, they used to provide this really yummy kosher pickle juice. So you would throw it back, you would chase it with the pickle juice. Most recently, New Year's Eve, like you asked me, the boo brought over this, it's pickle juice, but it's vodka. It's like 30 proof. And it's a little spicy. It's not a little, it's very spicy. So when you take it down first, you enjoy the sour pickle taste. But on the end, you're like, whoa, wait.
Oh, really?
It's a little spicy.
You don't remember the name?
It. No, it's in my refrigerator though. And I can tell y'all before this is over.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that I have a picture on the phone because I was given the detail of going to the store to go get it.
See, I am one. And we'll get to our official conversation in a second. I'm about to grab this bottle opener in a second too. But I am one for sure for strong taste. So like
you might
like you know what I mean? I like pickles, I like olives, I like
Oh, you would like this. And apparently it's supposed to not get you too tipsy. It's supposed to also serve as the not too drunk. Here it is. It's pickle shot, spicy pickle vodka. I don't know if y'all can see that, but you see.
All right. Well, there you go. Well,
it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised.
They're not even a sponsor. We just saying it was a good time. I'll see what about it. I'll try it.
We just look. JD ain't a sponsor either. We be giving them all bigs up. We working on that.
All right, mix that. Entertain the folks for a second while I grab
cranberries around the house.
Entertain the folks for a second while I grab that bottle opener. Hold on.
Oh yeah, Fever Tree. You need that bottle opener. So y'all, just because I'm still feeling the holiday spirit, I have a few little cranberries that I just had around the house. Now, if y'all don't know, cranberries don't really taste good, so I wouldn't recommend biting into one of these girls, but they do look pretty in a glass. IJS. So there you go. And look how pretty that is. Now, if y'all don't know, I don't always taste these drinks before I try them out on y'all, so I think it's going to be good, though. The ginger beer will put it right where it needs to be with the little spice.
Right.
And the little yumminess and a little juice. I think you're going to like it.
But here's the thing. I like your approach to sometimes these are things you have tried, and sometimes you're like, I think I would like that. Let's try it. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I told you this, and we're going to get to our actual conversation, although I guess it's all part of it.
Yes, it
Um,
is.
that for a long time, I have some things that I cook, and that's what I cook. I
Mm-hmm.
cook it that way, and I want my exact ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
And over the last, I say like the last 2 years now, I've really started to just be, let me just see if this works with that. And seeing, hey, some stuff is not very good. I'll almost always eat it because I feel like, well, hey, that was my experiment. Here we
Mm-hmm.
go. But some stuff has come out really great. So anyway, I it's one of the things I use as a practice. I'm always like, oh, that's a practice. That's a meditation. But I use as a practice around not having to be perfect, just trying
And
to
I think so cooking, I have no interest in trying new things, but cocktailing all the
you for
time.
sure.
So maybe that's it.
Well,
I have the other side of that.
there we
Ooh,
go.
she
How's
says
that color?
Thalia says it looks delicious and refreshing. Thank
There
you,
we
girl.
go. There we go.
Cheers. Happy
And
Friday and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, happy Cipher, all the things.
Orlando. I
Yes.
think I got another winner.
I
I'm
think
just
you
saying.
do. I'm just gonna add a
I'm just
little
saying.
more ginger beer to mine. Like I
Yeah,
like
I
that
added about a
flavor.
quarter thing of ginger beer. Yeah,
Yeah,
the ginger beer takes it where it needs to go.
yeah. But it's on point. It's on point. I like it. There we
Uh-huh.
go.
It's
So
just what I
so
needed. I've been waiting all night.
listen, I'll use this as a transition, but I don't think we the only people in this country probably gonna have a Friday night cocktail after
How
this
about
week.
it? How about it?
I don't
How about
think
that?
we gonna be the only people who say, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we had already decided before things we'll talk about in a moment that are going on in the country. We had already decided that we were going to have this conversation. That the theme for the year was grateful. It was about gratitude and not just sort
Mm-hmm.
of as we said last time, not just sort of vague, oh, be grateful for all the things in life, but
No.
really thinking about the power of gratitude and where and how it can help us, with where we want to go and to have the experience we want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I get nervous telling people, "Oh, you be more productive," or you because it's like I'm not saying like, "Hey, come work with me so you can be more valuable to your boss," although that might be what you want. But
Right.
I want you to have the best experience. I want you to produce in the ways you want to produce. So anyway, um, we had decided that's what we were going to do, and then it just felt to me like if we're saying that we're gonna support people and try to bring this alignment stuff to them at times and in ways that they can use, how are we gonna get on here after the week that has been and just act like, oh well, sometimes when I want to organize my closet, like come on now, like you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. So I'm
Great
glad,
point.
so I'm glad that you were open to getting into some of that. And I actually wouldn't mind. I know we turn it around, so we'll just accept that happens. But I wouldn't mind starting out with asking. Well, let's for anybody who hasn't, and just so we set the table. This week, a woman named Renee Nicole Good. We'll call it confrontation with ICE agents, and one of the ICE agents shot her 3 times, and she has died. So I'm trying to just those are the facts.
Yes.
I'm trying to
Yes.
like how I feel about it is a separate set of conversations, but those are the facts, and it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So I guess my question to you is, if the point for you, what is the point for you navigating what seems to promise to be a pretty intense political year? Like, you still have to live your life. You still, or maybe you don't. Maybe you say like, well, I'm not going to do this, that, and the other thing anymore because I need whatever. But like, how do you optimally for you mojo? Like, how would you want this year to go as you're
This
dealing
is
with
a
that?
very good question because I don't think I even thought about it in terms, I thought about like what do we do now, but not like what do
Mm-hmm.
I do now.
Mm-hmm.
And as you were
Mm-hmm.
saying it, I thought about conversations you and I had, and even LaDonna comes to mind when we were talking about how right after the election and how people weren't happy with the results, people were like, I'm moving, I'm going to Panama,
Right.
I'm going to Costa Rica, I'm out. This
Right.
right, and it's only gotten worse since. Surprising, not surprising. Like it's not even a word because clearly we thought this might happen because of the way things have
Right.
been going. So yeah, and so LaDonna was like, I'm disengaging from all the social media. I'm not doing anything. I'm going outside. I'm powering to the people.
Yeah.
I'm only hanging out with my women friends. I'm not, talking to the
Right.
neighbors. So
Right.
how do I feel? This is a great question. I think I'm still trying to figure that out. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's definitely made me become more aware than I was previously. It reminds me of a
Mm-hmm.
conversation you and I had earlier this week where we said
Mm.
some people a little more nervous than others because they're like, what we gonna do? Oh, now they actually killed a Caucasian woman. Now what? And we're like, we've
Right.
been having to pay. We had to move differently this whole time, and now you're like, oh, me too.
Now, okay. So you naturally went to. So we'll come back because you naturally went to one of
I
the
couldn't
things
help.
for
Those
me.
were all the
No,
things
no,
I
no,
thought
no, no.
about.
Because,
Okay.
but I think it's good because what you take us to is starting point, right? Like, to me, what you're saying in that moment is it wasn't like I was born on, I don't remember if it was Tuesday or whatever, but it wasn't like you was born on Monday and this happened on Tuesday. There's a whole lifetime, and like you say, there's that election, and there's what preceded the election,
The
and that's
lead
what's
up,
right.
yeah.
So I do think my starting point, and specifically as a black person, is different than certainly than I think the majority of white people's starting point. And I don't just
Mm-hmm.
mean MAGA. Like I mean, period.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, somebody brought up on social media. I'll be on Facebook because I'm a graybeard. So I think it was on Facebook, but they brought up that the case that they reminded them of. Like obviously, people brought up George Floyd because of Minneapolis, but the case that it reminded them of was Philando Castile, and I thought that was really interesting. You remember that one?
No,
He
tell
had a
me.
gun
Tell
in the
me more.
car. He told the officer he had a gun in the car. He was licensed to have a gun in the car. And that cop just shot him. Sitting in that passenger
Really?
seat. Oh, yeah. There was a little kid in the
Really?
back seat. Oh, it was crazy. And his
Mm-hmm.
partner, I forget if it was, girlfriend or wife, but
Mm-hmm.
his partner was driving. And they shot him with that kid right in the back
Wow.
seat. Yeah, yeah.
And how
And
long ago was this? Excuse me.
this was years ago. I want to
Okay.
say, I don't know why 8 just jumped in my head, but it was years
Okay.
ago.
Okay.
But I say that because I, if we're gonna count this as our starting point, I come to this moment concerned. I think this is a very specific threat, but that version of like, oh my god, the police might execute me. Like I thought that since I had a high top fade, probably sooner. So
Mm-hmm.
like, that's not new to me, and I think that is
Mm-hmm.
new to some people, and I'm gonna have to keep that in mind because some of the things people are saying, I'm like, what? Like I'm gonna need you to catch up. Like that's a
Yes,
little of
it's
my energy right
definitely.
now.
I'm in Jersey, so I can tell you some things that I'm doing, but I haven't decided like what it means altogether. Because
Right, right.
like you and I were talking about earlier, I don't think it means I'm taking it to the streets. Like I definitely don't think I'm one of
Mm-hmm.
those people.
Mm-hmm.
What was the phrase you used today that you put so eloquently? The revolution
Oh, the revolution. I'm sorry, my
shall be
brain.
simplified.
Shall be simplified. Yep.
Shall be simplified. So for me, I can say it'll be simplified because I don't see myself in the streets with sign and
Mm-hmm.
things. I can tell you as recently as Halloween, I went to New York and decided the Halloween parade on 6th Avenue was a good thing to do. And I was like, wait a minute, there are too many people. No, thank you. And they already got to push it. Oh,
Right.
okay. Uh-huh. I was in my
Yeah.
cute kitten costume and I took myself right back on down to that path trail.
Yeah. No.
So definitely not me, but I am moving differently in that I commute every day to the city. And
Mm-hmm.
it's still all of the people. So I'm definitely not taking subways when I don't have to. I'm walking way longer distances. If I could take the path train and walk to my destination and not have to do all of the things, I'm definitely more aware
See.
because I am by myself most of the time.
See. Now, so
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about that. Like and as much as you feel you want to say, but like when you decide I'm not getting on the subway now, what is it that you
It feels more
imagine?
dangerous to me. It seems like, and I've been working in the city for 20 years, back when you had to go to work Monday through Friday commuting. And I never felt as threatened then as I do like as of late. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
like necessarily anything I witnessed besides was on the news. Nothing,
Mm-hmm.
thank God, personally happened to me, but it just the energy
Mm-hmm.
feels different for
So just
sure.
generally, it feel like it's like just generally, it feel like things are
It
just
feels like
more
you
of a
better pay attention. Yes,
yeah,
it feels
yeah,
like that.
yeah. I think I feel that way too, and I think I'll speak to this, and then I want to come back to us defining the line for the year because I think that's what we do. You know what I mean? And there are folks out there who do political analysis and all that kind of stuff. But I think speaking of starting points, when I grew up in New York, you know that, and growing up in Flatbush, I consciously tried to be extra mild. Let's put it that way. In August,
Mhm.
because in August it's been hot for a while.
Mm.
People piled on each other, and a lot of wildest stuff I've seen pop off. Like I just been like, everybody was just hot and literally hot and bothered, and this was bad.
Mhm.
So I used to just have a
Mhm.
thing that like I would just know like, you know what, like if I do what I gotta do, but if I ain't got it to get into nothing.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it the whole for me right now, the whole country has that vibe.
Yeah.
Like I thought about driving some places, and then I'm like, okay, but if I drive, where am I gonna have to drive through? And I might have to stop for gas or food, and then do I really want to deal with that? And to me, there's a vibe right now, like it could pop off, like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
Agreed.
mean? And that's an interesting energy to bring to a starting point. By the way,
Yeah.
July 6th, 2016. Um,
Oh,
Dr. Thalia.
2016. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
shared
see, I
that.
see it in there.
Shared that in the chat. But yeah, so
Thank
so
you.
so that's us coming to the starting point. But yeah, I guess um is there anything else you would say about that in terms of like how are you even
I
feeling
can
right
tell
now?
you what I think, but not necessarily, nothing concrete because this is all so. I guess I can't want to say it's also sudden, but it really isn't. But it's
Mm-hmm.
still some part. Unbelievable is a strong word because it's not unbelievable
Right.
because it's been a progression towards this negativity.
Right.
But I'm still wowed by it all. But I still have I can't move from a fear point of view either, just because that's not who I am.
Right. Right.
So I was like, wait,
I
you telling me I'm taking the L? What does that mean?
no
I forgot about your
no.
camera. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
you
Stop.
see.
I was like, does that mean stop talking?
No. You're
Anyway,
good.
but
Sorry.
so yeah, so I think I'm just trying to absorb it all and make um like thoughtful moves.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So using our going back now. So the point for
Mhm.
the uninitiated, the point is sort of what is you describing what you want, sort of tangibly, what would we see if we were seeing the scene, and then we'll talk about why you want it. And when we talk about why, it's not so much purpose as the emotional experience you want to have. So I guess if we get to the end of 2020, I should say if we get to it, when we get to the end, it's all crazy. When we get to the end of 2026, um, if I were to follow you to like the best version of this that you navigate, what would I see? Like, what would be going on? What would the world
I
look
want to
like?
know more. I feel like I know a lot of surface level. I also don't enjoy watching the news because of the negativity of it all. But now I want to watch
Mm-hmm.
the news because I want to know more. But I want
Mm-hmm.
to delve deeper. So the way I move is strategic because I know what's going on. You can't move strategically or thoughtfully if you don't know what the hell's going on, just
Right.
what other
Right.
people are telling you. So I definitely feel like I want to be more knowledgeable, more informed, and
Mm-hmm.
want to be making sure I'm doing something to counteract all of the terrible, all the negativity,
I
to
want to
make
talk
me
about
feel
that.
like I didn't just sit down and take it. Like I need
Yeah.
to do something. I'm not sure what that is yet, but
Right.
something to
Right.
make it seem like I'm not just watching the news, just learning information and not doing anything about it. Whether that's organizing, whether that's teaching somebody else,
Yeah.
talking to somebody else about it, keeping
Yeah.
other people informed, whatever that is,
Well, you
community.
you know because you know, but I'll walk folks. So you just talked about how, right? You just like those are some steps we might take. We toss those out there. But I guess with that said, well, actually, let's stay orderly. Um, so that's what you would like to have, that you're doing something about, you're taking some sort of action, that you're sort of counteracting what you view as things not going the way you'd like to see them go. Um, how do you, how would that feel?
That would make me feel it would make me feel proud
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that I'm not just standing by watching it all happen. It will make me feel empowered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't like good because that doesn't explain much of
Right.
anything, but
Right.
it would make me, my word for the year, my pastor also said this in church, is ascent. I just feel like for the year, my word for the year is ascent. And I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like I need some upward movement.
Yeah.
So I will definitely feel like I'll be going in that direction.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. No, that makes all the sense. Okay. So let's do the thing. So empowered, proud, you're doing something about it. I mean,
And I'll feel
these.
smart. I struggle with that sometimes too, talking to
Mm,
myself that I don't know enough. So I would feel smart, intelligent also.
right. Right. Okay. So I guess what are the, you might not know all the steps or even where it's going to end up, but what comes to mind as sort of where would you get started or how would you get started?
I would get started by reading more and not just
Mm-hmm.
watching news, just reading more about the things and how we got here.
Okay. And then
Mhm.
you walking us through it like you've been here before. So if you're gonna read more, you know that we always say every how gets a where and a when. So do you have a plan around that?
I do not have a plan yet around it, but I mean that I could start tomorrow. I could start that every day, taking just building that kind of
Yeah.
time in my schedule. And it
Yeah.
makes me think of too is talking to people in the community that are involved. Because what are you doing? How you
Yeah.
feeling? What y'all
You
doing?
you know
Yeah.
you pointed out something really important there, and I think too you're right when people feel like, well, am I don't know enough or am I smart or you know there are people who have been paying attention. There are people who know specifically about A, B, or C. Like just because somebody understands this part of what's going on doesn't mean they understand that part of what's going on. And I know I try to, and I would encourage everybody to look out for experts. Like we're at a place in this country where that's kind of a little bit of a dirty word. It's almost like you rather somebody not be an expert, which I think is wild. But go out, like seek out folk you may know who can school you to whatever it is. Like you said, just like you said, Mojo, just somebody who can say, yeah, on Saturday we're gonna do X, Y, or Z. Why don't you
Hmm.
come with us? So yeah, no, I like that a lot. How, as you say all that out loud, how does that feel? Like the shift from, whew, there's a lot to even saying, okay, I'm gonna do some reading and I'm gonna do some asking. Does that does that have any
It feels
emotional?
like an action item. I like an action item. Feels like I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing something about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not just
Yeah.
looking out the window watching the things. Although looking out the window watching the things is also a nice thing to do sometimes.
You know, it's funny you say that, and I'm double back to the other side of what we were saying, but I am finding that I need more quiet time than ever. And it
Yeah.
strikes me as I started to say it out loud that like it's with all the other work that I've done and we've talked about that I'm aware. Like I'm like, there's a lot of chaos. Like I have to bring it down. And I would encourage people. We'll talk about how you show up, and I'll say some of mine. But know thyself truly might be life saving these days. And
Mm.
I'll put something out. So especially after
Hmm.
what we just saw about what qualifies as attacking law enforcement, I
That
know.
I love that. We could just pause. Say that again. I feel like Oprah when she said that was a tweetable moment. Know
Wait,
thyself.
yeah, yeah,
Know
truly, yeah,
thyself.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, that
yeah.
goes back to any lesson you can learn. I was on a podcast yesterday, and I made you proud. I kept referencing our, starting point,
Right, right.
walking the line. And now, and she was asking me what I wanted to leave as a legacy. And I just said, owning who you are and paying
Mm-hmm.
attention to it. And she was asking me about how you find your mojo and how you decide on doing whatever that thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is it in your mojo lane? And I said, it's because you got to know yourself, how it feels to do those things. But yeah, know thyself. I love
So
that.
yeah, and Socrates, he drops the gems, and look, if you don't, then I think it's almost impossible to figure out what you should do. Now we
Mm-hmm,
talk about how we
mm-hmm.
want to show up, and those are specific characteristics that we're going to accentuate. But you have to know who you are too. And I shared with you earlier, and I'll share more broadly because I think there's the kind of thing that might help folk. Is somebody talked to me about going out to somebody talked to me about going out to a protest. And I'm making some decisions, but I still don't know if I really want to do that. I've done some other things, but I know that part of the point of protesting right now, or the way people want to do it, and I think there's wisdom to this, is not to allow the triggering of violence, which at least some people, and I am among those people, feel is being provoked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But here's where the know thyself part comes in. I can be provoked.
Mm, that's what, as you were saying it, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I know. So if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna do a lot before I go, or I
Mm-hmm.
just probably won't go because y'all don't
Yeah.
need me out there for that.
And that's knowing yourself enough to know that they don't need you out there.
Not today. Now it might
Mm-hmm.
be another day. Well, maybe what I'm saying, or they're like it popped off Orlando. I'm
Mm-hmm.
on my way.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the no matter
I've
what
been
they
before.
say, no matter what they do, that's a tall order for cultural. That's a
Well,
tall,
that's good. That's good that you know that.
you know. So yeah, I think it's important to recognize where your strengths are, and I think it's important
And your
for
weaknesses,
well,
apparently.
yeah, right, yeah,
I said,
exactly.
and your weaknesses, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think there's value in figuring out, okay, then what's for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like these kinds of conversations, I want to get stuff out to people. I want to support groups that are doing this work. There are ways I think I can contribute. And like I said, if you need somebody to walk somebody from here to there, they might pop off and we'll see what happens. I'm your dude. I'm your Huckleberry, like the movie
Right,
said.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? But and so that's where I see myself is providing some context, providing some framework, supporting people who are doing some of these things. And, like I said, if it comes to, well, we got to get so and so from here to there, I volunteer as tribute.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that's important. I think it's important to figure out. And also, I think it's important to figure out because, excuse me, I tend to think of things in a very finite way. So if something's going on, my reaction is like, we need to do this and put an end to it. And most things in life don't. That's
Mm-hmm.
not how anything works. So I think it's important for us too to be supporting each other and helping other people know this might go on for a while. And let's talk about and be in conversation about and be in community around how do
All of those
we
things.
survive all the time. From where we are, I can't see how we get to any version of this country I would like to see
Mm-hmm.
for years.
Yeah,
I don't even
yeah.
know how
And
we
it's
get
like from
back to.
every angle, right? From every angle, I feel like it's hidden.
So yeah, how do we take care of that? I'm impressed when I look out in the world and I see black people doing line dances. I know we joke about it, but I'm like, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We are amazing. And
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we, in a not even weird way, because we've had to learn it, it ain't like it came out of nowhere. there's some instincts in the Black community in terms of survival, even flourishing, that I think are fascinating. Like I just
Yeah,
thought it was
yeah.
hilarious that man won, and people was like, "I'm about to go learn a new line dance." Like, and it was it was a good choice. Like it wasn't like I'm like, wait, what? But I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, is that your sense too? Because I just feel
Yes,
like
definitely. For all things, all over the years, looking at our heritage, our ancestry, like we've been dancing for a long time, and we've been in some bad shape for a long time. You know, you
mm-hmm,
feel me? So
yeah,
big ups to us for still smiling,
yeah, and I think we're gonna
because that's
have to
part of the
figure out how to
battle
do it.
too.
Yeah.
Well, I was on a call today with some work people, and they were just talking about like what are you trying to do? They were like, I'm proud of myself because I survived last year. So now
Mm-hmm.
what I'm going to try to do this year is smile. I was like, you know what? That is something.
And
Yeah.
you know what? Too, I tend to think very big, and maybe because of how this is happening, maybe this is a moment to think much smaller.
You got to chip away at that thing.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
baby, Maisha's over here doing this piece, and Orlando's over because
Word up.
I don't think the answer is let's go. You know,
Yeah.
freedom. Like I don't think that's gonna do it. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna go just charging at the new ballroom. I think it's gonna be way more nuanced than that.
The revolution will be simplified.
Yeah, right. And
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I think part of the simplification of it is everybody. You know, when I coach kids, one of the things, especially of all the things, football defense, which is probably what's like my number one love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll say to the kids, nobody has to do everything if everybody does something,
How
right?
about that? I love that.
And I think that would be my if I had an
That's your
opportunity to
mantra.
talk to the resistance. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think nobody has to do everything if everybody does something. I think I can write. I think that's a strength of mine. As ideas are
Mm-hmm.
coming, I think I need to be getting more of them down and getting more of them
You
out.
can write, you can talk, you can speak well. Mm-hmm.
Substack hit 100. Come on, come on. We have
Yes,
100
sir.
subscribers on
Mm-hmm.
Substack, so keep that going. But yeah, I think we're all gonna have to make simple decisions like that, including I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know
I'm
what
not
I
a good
mean?
napper, but I need to do nothing I'm trying to for an hour a day at least, nothing.
Oh wow.
If y'all know me, my schedule is crazy. I'm trying to figure out new things. I'm like, all right, I wake up, I meditate, I work out, and I eat right. I try to go to work. Like I'm like, there's no time to do nothing.
Have you done the nothing? Have you done it yet? I mean, have you tried out the hour yet? No. Have you tried?
No.
So what's your
I
sense
say
of
it
it?
often though, especially I think when I used to go bartend on Thursdays and Saturdays, like an
Mm-hmm.
hour before I left, I want to do
Mm-hmm.
nothing for an hour.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hasn't happened yet, but last Saturday I did really well at doing nothing. I did nothing for more than an hour. I'm see, I almost forgot talking to you now. I just realized I was on the couch. I'm not a good napper, but I
Right.
definitely laid on the couch for more than an hour.
What if doing nothing is an accomplishment?
I think for me it definitely is.
You see? So
Hmm.
what do you even when you used to bartend and you would do it, or even this last weekend you did, like what's on the other side of that for you? What do you find, how is that helpful? Why would you
Bartending
say
is
that might be
fun.
part of the
I enjoy
resistance?
bartending. What I know about myself is, and I forget that extroverts sometimes need a little quiet also. But
Yes.
because I'm such an extrovert and I'm also a busybody, so I'm always doing something. That
Mm-hmm.
allows me a chance to what is it called? Rejuvenate, refresh, whatever they
Mm-hmm.
new
Mm-hmm.
word they're using
Both
before
of
you go
those.
out and do. Because talking to people, different people's energy, it gives you a whole bunch of different stuff. And if I'm feeling
Mm-hmm.
some way before I leave, there's no way I can really be a pleasant, kind, talkative, engaging bartender if I'm
Right.
already thinking five different things before I even get there, including a how do you could leave quick. So get out of my face. I don't want to talk about nothing.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I that quiet time. I think that's gonna be key. I think we're gonna find out that this resistance may not look like other things we've seen. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, for a number of reasons, but I just think when I tell you, I think all of it. I know somebody recommended the book Rest is Resistance to me. I'd already read it, but I was like, you know what, I might
Okay.
go back to it, or I listened to it. I know some people are very sensitive about if you didn't put the book in your hand. So it was an audio book, I confess. Um, but I think this one may look a little different. And
It
in
already
part
does.
because, right, because it's just like the way it's spread across life, and it's I guess I'm concerned for myself, but I'm also concerned. Um, I'm concerned for people more broadly. I think people have already been stressed. We're talking about affordability. We're talking about all this stuff. One
Yeah.
minute it look like we
Yeah.
ain't gonna have the health care, blah 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 blah. And I think if people don't consciously take care of themselves, like for real, like we may see like a death spike. Like I'm not even trying to be
Yeah. Yeah.
like, I really think we got to figure out how we're gonna take care of ourselves and each other for us to ever get to any kind of other side of this.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
I
mean, they say it's a lesson in everything. Maybe that's part of the lesson. Taking
yeah
care of yourself, right?
yeah yeah. So now we've talked about it from sort of the defining the line of it, and we have a little bit of time left here. What would you say more broadly? What would you say you would want folk to know, like as Coach Mojo now, like we were talking about, we wanted to talk about it from a
It made me,
personal
as
place.
you was talking, the last couple of sentences you said there made me think of that about people. You said you think about people more than yourself, like not worry, but think about it more generally about the people.
Yeah.
What did you just ask me?
Well, just what would you like? How, like, what do you see
From
for
as a
them?
from a
Yeah,
coach.
for yeah,
Yes, I know what I was about to say. I
for
lost
sure,
my train of
sure.
thought for them for a second. People I've been talking to, and then I have the pleasure of having a couple coaching clients. It really, before, I mean, election really turned things around for some of them, and they really like were already stressed about that by itself,
Right.
and the way it was turning, because even the prospect of the election going that way was stressful for some people. So
Right.
now, once it is, and you have your other stresses that were already there,
Yeah.
it makes me worry about the people. I don't know what's been happening to me in my 50-year-old age, but I'm finding that I'm not so. What did my mother say? Her therapist told her that she catastrophizes a lot.
Mm.
So it helps me.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'm
enjoy
familiar with
trying to
that.
help people turn that around,
Yeah.
because what are you gonna do, right? Like,
Right.
it is what it is. So now, how can I react to it?
Right.
So for whatever reason, I'm able in the midst of the madness to, even like, if I'm mad, I'm mad. If I'm angry, I'm angry. Or if I'm upset,
Mm-hmm.
but still in the midst of that, not go outside of who I am, because then
Yeah.
the person is already won, or the thing, or whatever it is, right? So what I'd like to do for people is to help them not catastrophize,
Yeah.
help them come back to the middle, help them. Okay, now that this is the case, now what? How can
Mm-hmm.
I still be Maisha in this crazy mixed up world?
Right. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm with you on that. I think some of what we do and some of what we're talking about doing can support that. And I'm excited about that. I feel like we have the Alignful meditations, and we'll
Mhm.
have more. These conversations really digging into, so, okay, in a practical way, what's this going to look like? That I said I'm going to
Mhm.
be doing more writing. Okay, but I've now, I've gotten the Substack going again, and we're talking about returning to my philosophy. So we have a video.
And I think that's key, practical way, because I mean, you could get caught up in the news and the current events and know what's happening. But
Mm-hmm.
like, sometimes I need to talk to somebody. Okay, now he said that he went over and arrested the Venezuelan president, but why? How could he even have the capability to do that? Oh, because 500 years ago he was already, like, help me out and talk to
Right,
me
right,
practically and meat potatoes. Like I used to tell you all of the time, you want to do something, just do it. just jump, go and do it.
Right,
What the hell does
right,
that mean?
right.
Like you said to me, what is now? How?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think people feel that way, right? When you say like stand up, resist, I think what does that look like for you? Giving some people guidance on how, but also making room for them to figure out how, right? And
In
for
their own way,
in
in
their
your way, not
exactly,
mine.
exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
this is naturally me,
Mm-hmm.
and I do mean that. And if you're watching this and you have an organization and you want to figure out some strategy and you want to work with us, let me know and reach out to admin at alignp.com and we can have that conversation. But I think it's important that everybody do something. And that we take care of ourselves and each other in a way that I don't think we're expected to.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of
Yeah,
how all
yeah.
this works is that we're supposed to all get
Take care of each other. Yep.
more and more selfish, more and more me, more and more scarcity mindset.
And I think it's a difference between that self care piece. Yeah, I know I need self care and go to get a manicure and massage, but also take care of the people around you. I think is important, or each other, like you said, taking care of each other.
And sometimes I think, honestly, it's a little bit sad, but honestly, I feel like sometimes the taking care of each other is little things. You know,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah, man.
really, I've been really noticing online recently when I'm in a space, even a particular post, whether it's threads or this or that, where they're gonna be trolls. I get that,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess I would say, can we try not to be the trolls for anyone else,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah,
or
yeah.
if that's what you're doing, then that's what you're doing as a matter of strategy. But I just sort of feel like sometimes people are nasty to each other at times where I'm like, but why? That didn't really.
Yeah.
You're no better off. Like, at
No.
least I tell people all the time, if you cut me off in traffic, I kind of get that. Like, I get it. You want to get in this lane, you
Mm-hmm.
want me over this lane. But when I first moved to California, I would get annoyed because I was like, you just drifted in my lane because you don't give a damn, do you? You just drifted all
Mm-hmm.
over the road. You ain't. What are you doing?
I do that walking down the street in New York. I told you about that. I'd be mad because you're not saying to the right. I'm walking down
Come
the street, so
on,
I know.
come on now. And yeah, so I think there's gonna be some value to getting clear on what are those little things we can do to make each other's lives easier too. Because I think that's the
Yeah.
other piece of this that I'm concerned about is there's a lot of talk of violence, there's a lot of talk of hate, and we like to think we're so individual and autonomous and all the
Mm-mm.
things. But I'm just saying, I'm
Yeah.
concerned that we're gonna see. For all I know, it'll just be more fights in school. Like, I don't know where we'll see it, but I don't know. I don't think you can pump all this into an ecosystem and not
Mm-hmm.
have it make some kind of difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it really I mean, it's probably a whole, it makes me think of the whole, I listen to podcasts all day, and today was Oprah, and she had a pastor on that was Christian,
Mm-hmm.
and he was asking if the ego is the devil. He said yes. He said, I
He
don't know why
said,
people think, he said yes. He said he doesn't know why people think the ego is outside, is only outside of you. It's also inside of you. That's why you have to fight every day to be a good person, because you let that ego take over, and that's the person telling you no. You are better than him. You need to tell him off and tell him, yeah, you need to flip him off in
Interesting.
traffic because he should have never cut you off.
Right.
Like,
Okay. All right. I get what's being said there.
it
No,
just made me think of
I
that.
guess what's being said
Mm-hmm.
there. Yeah. This takes us a little beyond the line of it all, but for
I know.
me,
Sorry.
no. But I think but for me, I do like the idea of checking the ego piece. I think it's going to be really important now. And I don't just mean like, oh, be selfless, which sometimes
Yeah.
you may want to be selfless, like, and that might be best. But what I really mean is one of the practices I developed. It's funny we're talking about the traffic thing. Is not letting somebody, but somebody cuts me off, actively releasing it,
Mm-hmm.
actively not
Yeah.
like not
Yeah,
even
man.
not saying nothing to them, but not even sitting in my own car
Yeah. Yeah.
going over it who they think they is and blah blah blah. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Any
think
situation,
we're gonna
yeah,
have to
you can
do
put that
more.
in. Yeah.
Say it again.
No, I was just saying you can put that in any situation. You know, you can.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna have
Yeah.
to because I think people are
Mm-hmm.
gonna be very close to their limits. I think we're gonna see. Think about the brawls, the straight up brawls we
Mm-hmm.
witnessed going into the lockdown in 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was crazy. I mean, people
Yeah.
straight up knuckling up for some hand sanitizer, some toilet paper. Like, if
Yeah.
you rile people up, they gonna act right up.
Right. Right.
And I do think we're gonna have a place in helping people to find their center. Now, as I'm saying, you might be a warrior. You know what I'm saying? So your
Mm-hmm.
center might be, well, we gotta have to protect this house. But whatever it is, I think you gotta find it, and I think we're gonna have to be more and more diligent about operating from there. Because another friend, I'm using like 1,000 different phrases, but a friend of mine talks about letting somebody get you off your square.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like the next year is going to be full of a lot of things that could get somebody off their square.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because if you think about it, you could, depending on the person, you could get off your square easily anyway, depending on your temperament. So now that it's
Mm-hmm.
all 100, who knows?
Yeah. So I know we have a few minutes left here. I guess the revolution will be simplified. I guess for yourself first, and I'll do the same. But for yourself first, and then for everyone else, like a message to them. What is the simplified 2026 message or take or what do you what as we have this
I
conversation,
mean,
where do you
that
land?
says so much. I mean, I think you were just so spot on with that phrase that pays anyway. But for me, it means it is going to be simplified because I need to break that thing down. I need to see
Yeah.
how we got here, who we are. What you
Mm-hmm.
say? Who we are, or
Where we want to go.
where we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I am with it. And I think it's like we said earlier. I got to peel that thing apart piece
Yeah.
by piece, but do something about it every day, and not just say I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Do a
Yeah.
little piece of that every day.
I love that you said it that way because generally, but again, where we are now, I think this is and can be and may be for a while overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk all the time in terms of overwhelm about, okay, if you're feeling overwhelmed, break it down. If you're still feeling overwhelmed, break it down some more, break it down some more, break it down some more. So when you start talking about what are these little things we can do, right? Because I'll admit, and it's something that I've worked on in my life, but I will be as engrossed with, yo, I really hope we don't attack Greenland, and I need to remember to do the dishes. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like not,
right, yeah, yeah, yeah,
and it's like
right,
it is right and correct to think about, but one of them things you can do a lot about, and one of the
mm-hmm.
things you probably can't do much about generally. I mean, you can go to a protest or you could write your senator. I'm not. No, you can't. I won't say you can't do anything about it, but I can't just stand up and be like, "We ain't doing that." But I am totally in
Right,
charge of doing the dishes, and
right,
so breaking it down and getting to what that actually is. It's that mantra that I've had, I shared with you that came to me when I was meditating. I am
mm-hmm.
powerless, I am powerful. Where is my power? I think we're going to
Mm-hmm.
have to individually and
Where is my
collectively,
power?
where is
Yes.
my power? Right now, where is my power?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep, yep,
And it doesn't mean don't pay attention to the world. It may be that your power is right to so and so, or go to the protest tomorrow, or but
right.
get clear on what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we are wrapping up. I know that some folk have had some trouble following us over, so to the after party with Q Boogie.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to check and ask in the chat if there's anybody who wants to follow us over who does not have the info. I know Dr. Thalia is there, but I'm pretty confident I can get her the info. And I'm pretty confident I can
I
get
think
some of
so.
our regulars the info. But I just want to make sure. So comment in the chat if you want to follow us over to the after party. It's our Zoom link. And actually what we're working on, and by next month it should be set, is that you'll be able to go over to We Align, which is our online community, which we put a pause on so we could build all this other stuff. And now we're going to put it all
Yes, that is
together.
going well. Yep.
So yeah, so now you'll be able to just go on over to We Align, and we'll have that pinned, and you can go there from there. So that'll be what that is. But if you let me know in the chat, I'll get it to you directly. And otherwise, we can go over there and enjoy the blending of them beats by our own Q Boogie.
Word up.
All right, take care, y'all.
All right, I'll see you on the Zoom.
See you over there. Yep.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.